Welcome to the Explainer. Now, before we jump in, I want you to think about high stakes. Because did you know that the threats, hackers, phishing, and farming topic represents a massive, absolutely game-changing 15% opportunity for total marks in Paper 2 of the 9618 Computer Science syllabus? That's right, 15%. That is a huge chunk of your grade just waiting to be claimed on the table. And honestly, understanding exactly how to unlock those marks, well, it changes everything about how you approach this paper.
I am so thrilled to have you here for this one. Today, we're really treating this explainer as a strategic masterclass. Think of this as your insider's playbook, almost like we're walking into a high-stakes casino, and we are going to play the examiner's game to win big. We aren't just going to sit here and memorize dry facts. No, we are going to learn how to think exactly like a Cambridge principal examiner. We're going to decode what they are actually hunting for, master the precise art of scoring method marks, and ultimately elevate your exam strategy so you know exactly when to hold, fold, or go all in.
Okay, let's dive straight into this battle plan. We'll be looking at the 15% opportunity, core theoretical principles, the procedural framework, critical analysis strategy, and finally those crucial principal examiner warnings.
Starting off with Section 1, Core Theoretical Principles and Moving Beyond Superficial Knowledge.
So to truly master this topic, you have to understand that examiners absolutely demand analytical depth over just superficial breadth. The entire foundational architecture of your answers rests on precise definitions. Hackers, phishing, and farming, these are highly distinct concepts, right? If you jump into a long, extended response without strictly defining these terms right out of the gate, examiners will actively penalize you. It's like showing your hand too early with the wrong cards. Always define your terms clearly before you deploy them in any extended argument.
Now, as you can see here, this is literally what separates a pretty good answer from a top-tier, high-stakes answer. On one side, we have isolated syllabus knowledge, just raw facts. But on the other side, we have high-scoring cross-topic connections. Principal examiner reports highlight a massive score increase for candidates who can seamlessly integrate this threats topic with other syllabus areas. You have to demonstrate clear causal relationships. Show them the whole puzzle, not just a single piece. Before we continue to the framework, I want to quickly remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at aceexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon right now.
All right, moving on to Section 2, the procedural framework and the method mark strategy.
In computer science, examiners award method marks specifically for your procedural process. It is absolutely not just about miraculously landing on the correct final answer at the very end. You have to show your work. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it shows the exact 5-step procedural framework required for any multi-step problem. Step 1, deconstruct the question. Step 2, extract the relevant data. Step 3, select your analytical framework. Step 4, execute with clear notation. And Step 5, present your answer with the correct terminology. If you follow this exact sequence, you secure those method marks every single time. It's a guaranteed strategy.
And keep in mind, this procedure relies heavily on algorithmic thinking. It's about step-by-step decomposition, selecting the appropriate data structures, efficient code implementation, and of course, rigorous testing. It also requires really sharp data interpretation skills. Think about extracting information from binary representations to draw solid, evidence-based conclusions about a potential threat. But hold on, stop scrolling for just a second. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCS to excel in your Cambridge examinations. We've helped thousands of students improve by 2 to 3 grade boundaries. Join them right now by subscribing to acetheexams_IGCS and turn on all notifications so you never miss our weekly exam strategy sessions.
Okay, let's get back to it. Section 3, Critical Analysis Strategy. This is the deconstruct, solve, and evaluate loop.
Let's move to this framework and see how it builds your analytical muscle. Because this right here is the ultimate framework for comparative analysis. And honestly, this is where the absolute hardest marks are won or lost. When you are asked to compare threats, let's say phishing versus farming, a top-tier analysis requires identifying both similarities and differences. You can't just do one. You absolutely must use comparative connectives, back up your points tightly with supporting evidence, and finally, draw relative importance conclusions. It's all about weighing the facts, not just mindlessly listing them.
And for systematic problem solving within these specific threat scenarios, you really must internalize this critical 5-step loop. Identify the given information, break it down into logical steps, solve it systematically, Check for reasonableness, which basically means asking yourself, does this answer actually make logical sense in a real-world scenario? And finally, make justified recommendations. This whole loop proves to the examiner that you genuinely understand the actual mechanics of the system. Now, if you find yourself evaluating the quality of an algorithm that's designed to detect or mitigate these threats, you must identify 4 key components: time complexity, space complexity, edge cases, and the overall effect on performance. If you miss even one of these components, you are literally leaving incredibly valuable marks on the table.
Which brings us to Section 4, Principal Examiner Warnings and High-Stakes Traps to Avoid. Pay close attention here.
And this brilliantly illustrates our core foundational rule. These high-stakes traps, they aren't just guesses. They are documented directly from Cambridge Principal Examiner reports. The examiners explicitly state, candidates consistently confuse key terminology. Always define terms before using them in extended responses. Listen to me, precision is non-negotiable. If you mix up your definitions early on, your entire subsequent analysis could easily score a 0.
So, here are the top 3 mistakes that cost students incredibly easy method marks. Number 1, forgetting to check overflow and edge cases. Number 2, forgetting boundary conditions. And number 3, which is honestly perhaps the most common one we see, providing generic answers that are not specific to the context given in the question. If the exam scenario is about a hospital's database, your answer absolutely must be contextualized to that specific hospital, not just a textbook definition you memorized.
To make sure you don't fall into these exact traps, let's lock this in with a quick, actionable memory hack right now. Build your own mnemonic using the first letters of hackers, phishing, pharming, and the core terminology we've discussed today. Literally write it at the top of your scratch paper the second your exam starts, so this entire mental architecture is instantly accessible to you. And remember, students who implement these computer science strategies see an average improvement of 2 grade boundaries, but only if they practice consistently with our weekly explainer content. So here's your final reminder, subscribe to our YouTube channel Ace the Exams at acetheexams_IGCSE to excel in your Cambridge examinations. Subscribe right now to acetheexams_IGCSE and click that bell. Don't let another exam pass you by. Also, drop a comment below with your target grade for computer science and the biggest challenge you're facing right now. Our team reads and responds to every single comment. Like and share this explainer with a study partner. Ace the Exams, your Cambridge success starts here.
So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Think about it. In your next exam, will your answers show superficial breadth, or will it show the structured, cross-topic analytical depth the examiner is actually hunting for? The entire playbook is in your hands now. I challenge you to apply this deconstruct, solve, evaluate framework immediately to your past paper practice. Keep analyzing, keep structuring your answers, and I will see you in the next explainer.